Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor Part 82 based on novel. So let's start. The huge suction on Mu Ying also absorbed all the remaining power of the Do Di pill in an instant, and the golden energy in the Xianling Emperor Pond was getting weaker and weaker. Obviously it was also absorbed by Mu Ying so terribly, and it became more and more rare. It seemed that she had sensed this fluctuation, and Mu Ying's beautiful eyes were also slightly wrinkled, and then the blue flame on her forehead also dimmed faintly. It seems too reluctant. Xiao Yan also shook his head. Obviously, even if Mu Ying absorbed the energy of the Xianling Emperor Pond and Do Di pill, it was still a little short of breaking through the middle stage of the 5-star Do Di. Boom boom boom. The next moment, Mu Ying's body suddenly burst out with vindictive energy, and then the sea water of the Xianling Emperor Pond, which had been soaking Mu Ying calmly, also shook violently. At this time, the fighting spirit around Mu Ying also became disordered, and her face could not help turning pale. With Xiao Yang's eyesight, it is not difficult to find out. This is a symbol of failure to advance. Once the promotion fails, it will be seriously injured, and the foundation will be shaken. Still refuse to give up. That? I'll give you a helping hand. Xiao Yang also saw Mu Ying's intention. Obviously, he wouldn't rest until he broke through the middle stage of the 5-star Do Emperor, and he laughed immediately. As soon as the words fell, Xiao Yang's pupils also exuded a rare scorching heat, and then the burning art in the body turned to the extreme. An extremely huge milky white flame, Do Qi, also permeated from Xiao Yang's body. The next moment, the milky white flame's Do Qi power also moved towards Mu Ying not far away. It was continuously injected into Mu Ying's body. But what makes Xiao Yang strange is that with the injection of her milky white flame Do Qi, there seems to be something on Mu Ying's body, which makes her milky white flame extremely frightened. This is something that has never happened before. The milky white flame in Xiao Yang's body is a new flame that fused from 23 kinds of different fires. Such a terrifying flame is still afraid of something in Mu Ying's body. This made Xiao Yang extremely depressed. However, Xiao Yang could also vaguely feel that what the milky white flame was afraid of seemed to be the azure flame on Mu Ying's body. But at this time, Xiao Yang didn't like to think so much, and the huge fighting qi was constantly gathering towards Mu Ying. The most urgent task now is to let Mu Ying break through first. With the injection of this power, Mu Ying also became more comfortable, and the pale complexion that had been caused by the disordered power returned to normal. The next moment, as Xiao Yang's fighting qi continued to be injected, Mu Ying's whole body was covered with azure flames. Then the azure flames were the main body, and Xiao Yang's milky white flame power was used as a counselor, which also directly absorbed Xiao Yang's strength, and then slowly transform it into your own power. Boom boom boom. The huge voice also emanated from the sea water around Mu Ying. A stock of extremely terrifying fluctuations also occurred spontaneously. 1 minute passed, and Mu Ying, who was in the sea, also slowly absorbed the power, reaching the mid-stage strength of the 5-star Do Emperor, and then slowly opened her eyes. Just as Mu Ying opened her eyes, what came into her eyes was Xiao Yang, with a heavy ruler on her back, and her back turned to her. Xiao Yang! Mu Ying also exclaimed. Obviously, Mu Ying just wanted to use the remaining Do Di Dan energy and the power in the Xianling Emperor Pond to break through the middle stage of the 5-star Do Di. The power was slowly injected into him, and that power was also the power of flames, which was quite suitable for Mu Ying. So this Mu Ying broke through the middle stage of the 5-star Do Emperor so easily. On the other hand, in the Xianling Emperor Pond, there are only Xiao Yang, himself, and Mu Feng. Mu Feng's power is definitely not flame attribute, so there is only one possibility. It was Xiao Yang's shot just now. At this moment, Mu Yingying opened her eyes, and she was relieved when she saw that it was also Xiao Yang. Because even Mu Yingying didn't know that Xiao Yang always had more or less dependents. After all, this Xiao Yang killed the twin ghost emperors. Success. Xiao Yang also noticed that Mu Yingying had opened her eyes, and immediately asked. Yes. Seeing this, Mu Yingying also responded to Xiao Yang softly. Since it's successful, then it's time to go. Xiao Yang also laughed. After speaking, he was ready to walk towards the space teleportation formation on the side. Wait. The moment Xiao Yang turned his head, Mu Yingying, whose body was still immersed in the sea, also sneered. Well? Xiao Yang also wondered, not knowing what Mu Yingying wanted to do. Today was the last day, and if she didn't go out, she would definitely be rejected by the Xianling Emperor Pond. That? You hand me my clothes. Mu Yingying's face was flushed, and she said very embarrassedly, after all, where Xiao Yang is where her clothes are placed, but that's fine. The sea water in the Xianling Emperor Pond was golden, so Mu Yingying was in the Xianling Emperor Pond with only one forehead showing, but it was inconvenient to move, and she immediately faced Xiao Yang. Hearing this, Xiao Yang scratched his head in embarrassment. Then he looked at Mu Yingying's clothes and found that Mu Yingying's clothes were beside him. He immediately activated his Do Qi, and then wrapped those clothes with Do Qi, and then slowly controlled the Do Qi direction. Mu Yingying flew away in the water. Mu Yingying nodded gratefully when she saw this, and then raised her jade hand slightly, and above the water surface, a blue flame barrier appeared out of thin air. Then the next moment, Mu Yingying also gently took away Xiao Yang's Do Qi wrapped clothes, and slipped into the azure flame barrier. Grumbling. A series of voices came from the azure flame barrier. Xiao Yang knew without thinking that it must be Mu Yingying wearing clothes, and she immediately waited patiently. Okay. A silver bell-like voice also slowly came out of the azure blue barrier, and the next moment, the azure blue flame barrier also slowly disappeared, revealing Mu Yingying's figure. Mu Yingying also tapped water on her toes, and then came to Xiao Yang's side on the isolated island. Just now. Thank you. Mu Yingying also moved her lips slightly and said to Xiao Yang. It's all right, it's only natural for fellow students to help each other. Xiao Yang also laughed. However, this situation can't be repeated again. If you force a breakthrough like this, if you fail, then the impact on you in the future will be no small matter. The next moment, Xiao Yang also became serious, and then said to Mu Yingying, obviously if it wasn't for Xiao Yang's help this time, this Mu Yingying would have been more fortunate. I know, why are you so fierce? Mu Yingying also replied softly. In that case, let's go. I sensed it around, but I didn't find Mu Feng's figure, and I thought he had already left. Xiao Yang also said. Xiao Yang, you actually broke through to the 4-star Do Emperor consummation. The next moment, Mu Yingying also discovered something, and suddenly said in surprise. Well, it's just a fluke. Xiao Yang didn't have any joy in this regard. After all, he had been outside all year round, and he had already developed a calm mentality. But Mu Yingying is different. The reason why Mu Yingying was able to break through to the middle stage of the 5-star Do Di was largely due to the mysterious power in this Xianling Emperor Pond and the power of Do Di Dan. But this Xiao Yang is different. I remember that before he came in a month ago, Xiao Yang was still in the middle stage of the 4-star Do Di. 1 month has passed, even if it has been in this mysterious power of the Xianling Emperor Pond for nearly a year. Xiao Yang actually soared directly to the 4-star Do Emperor perfection level. With such a terrifying speed of cultivation, even Mu Yingying was secretly surprised. Let's go. The next moment, Mu Yingying also smiled extremely happily, apparently not knowing what she was laughing at. However, a trace of Mu Yingying's small things did not escape Xiao Yang's perception. Then Mu Yingying stared at the depths of the Xianling Emperor Pond. Her pupils also became deep, and then she seemed to be thinking about something. Only Mu Yingying knew it at this time. "Brother, you wait for me. I know you must be in the underground palace of the Xianling royal family, and I will definitely come to you." Mu Yingying also murmured in her heart. In addition to this, Mu Yingying also vaguely felt some extremely subtle and powerful auras. "If you don't have any strength and try to break into this underground palace, I am afraid that you will be stealing chickens and losing rice." So Mu Yingying also suppressed the fluctuation in her heart, and tried her best to tell herself that she has to work hard to come to the underground palace to save herself. "Elder brother, go." Xiao Yang also shook his head, and then slowly said to Mu Yingying beside him. After the words fell, the two also came to the edge of the space teleportation formation. This space teleportation formation is about 3 meters in size. Looking at the appearance, I am afraid that at most 3 people can only enter and exit together. After all, the space is only this size. On the ground, there are some hard stones. Obviously, this stone can be eroded by the Xianling Emperor Pond for thousands of years without any damage, which is enough to see the extraordinariness of this stone. On the stones on the ground are some extremely complex mysterious runes, which are slowly linked together to form a space teleportation formation. When I'm ready, I'll start activating this formation. Xiao Yang also said to Mu Yingying beside him. "Yes." Mu Yingying also responded to Xiao Yang softly. The next moment, when Xiao Yang heard Mu Yingying's voice, Xiao Yang also felt relieved, and then closed his eyes slightly, urging some divine inscriptions in his body, and then a trace of spiritual power slowly radiated out. Shabu. With the injection of spiritual power, the space teleportation formation also glowed with extremely dazzling light, and then the mysterious runes that formed the space teleportation formation on the ground also exuded a very mysterious wave. The next moment, Mu Yingying and Xiao Yang also followed the light of the sky and disappeared into the core area of the Xianling Emperor Pond. In other words, the two of them had already left here. The core area of the Xianling Emperor Pond also regained its calm. Outside the Xianling Emperor Pond, there is the 9-fish-playing dragon formation guarded by the Tianmuyu clan, the only way for Xiao Yang and the others to leave. This 9-fish-playing dragon formation is the key to entering the Xianling Emperor Pond, and it is also the formation method to protect the Xianling Emperor Pond. So Xiao Yang and the others must also pass through this 9-fish-playing dragon formation. 9-fish-play dragon formation, the space teleportation formation in the center, is also slowly exuding extremely dazzling light. The next moment, 2 figures appeared in the space teleportation formation. One is a man with a huge black heavy ruler, wearing simple clothes with black pupils. No one dares to underestimate him at all. The other one is a figure with a graceful curve. A head of hair is also slapped on top of the clothes, and on top of the skirt, the concave and convex figure is highlighted bilingly. It's really troublesome, you have to turn around once before you can get out. The next moment, the woman also said with dissatisfaction. He, come on, let's go. Hearing this, Xiao Yang also smiled indifferently, and then slowly said to Mu Yingying. Speaking of which, it is strange to me that at the moment Xiao Yang and the other two appeared, the space here was making a slight noise, obviously being shocked by some powerful force. Let's go. Although Xiao Yang's huge soul force noticed the fluctuation, he did not pursue it deeply. He said a word to Mu Yingying, and then slowly walked towards the periphery of the 9-fish-playing dragon formation, trying to pass here. The space teleportation formation, get out of here. Just as Xiao Yang and Mu Yingying were about to leave, an extremely harsh voice echoed in this 9-fish dragon formation. At this time, the 9-fish show dragon array was already closed, So Xiao Yan couldn't figure out why there would be such fluctuations. Bang bang bang. In the next moment, a terrifying Do Chi that contained the destruction of the sky and the earth also appeared in front of Xiao Yang in an instant, and then mixed with a wave of destruction, and roared away at Xiao Yang. Damn it! Xiao Yang didn't have time to be surprised, and instantly activated the burning dew. An extremely hot milky white flame also instantly attached to his body, but Xiao Yang, with his powerful soul power, also knew that the person who attacked him was, the strength is definitely not low. Shabu shabu. Xiao Yang's milky white flame, and that terrifying yellow grudge, also attacked together instantly. Cough, cough. The next moment, Yu read www.ukungshu. Xiao Yang also abruptly took a few steps back to stabilize his figure, but he was very surprised. Just when he came into contact with the yellow Dookie attack, Xiao Yang clearly felt a mysterious power from the Xianling Emperor Pond, and the person who wanted to attack him had also entered the Xianling Emperor Pond. But the most serious thing is that this seemingly simple blow made Xiao Yang feel frightened. Even Xiao Yang tried his best to cope with this huge attack. Xiao Yang, are you alright? Mu Yingying also discovered that there was something lurking in the space of the 9 fishes playing dragon formation, as if it was attacking them. I'm fine, be careful, there seems to be an enemy here. The enemy is dark and I am clear. Xiao Yang also calmed down a little, and then said to Mu Yingying beside him. Ha ha ha, the kid who killed the twin ghost emperors is nothing more than that. An extremely disdainful smile echoed in the space of the 9 fishes playing dragon formation. The next moment, the 9 fishes playing dragon formation was linked to the periphery. Of the 9 passages, the passage doors were also locked. At the same time, Xiao Yang's pupils also became dignified, because Xiao Yang saw that in the space in front of him, a wriggling space also appeared slightly, and in that space, there were extremely disdainful laughter. In the wriggling space, a mysterious person wearing a black cloak and filled with black fighting spirit also stepped out slowly, and then facing Xiao Yang and Mu Yingying, a very terrifying aura also came from the mysterious. It radiates from the man in black. With the appearance of this mysterious black-clothed man, Xiao Yang's pupils became solemn for the first time, and Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes also turned slightly. Obviously he also discovered the power of this mysterious black-clothed man. This breath is stronger than the twin ghost emperors, who were half-step 8-star fighting emperors in the corpse forest that day. Xiao Yang also turned his eyes quickly, and then quietly mobilized the vindictive energy in his body, slowly condensing extremely terrifying fluctuations in a certain part of his body. After Mu Yingying saw the man in black, my Mu was also slightly surprised. Although it was very weak, she really seemed to feel a faint aura from the man in black. But the next moment, Mu Yingying also understood the importance of this matter, and immediately became vigilant. Senior, what do you mean? Xiao Yang also said. The next moment, something terrifying was brewing in his hand. No matter what the man in black in front of him is going to do, he must still have some means of self-protection. But Xiao Yang, relying on his huge soul power, also discovered that the strength of the man in black in front of him is probably the same as his own uncle Mu Shuzi. Ha ha, it doesn't make any sense. I came here this time, just to get the same thing with the two of you. The man in black also said indifferently, but the confident voice in his voice really reached Xiao Yang. Ear. Oh, what? Xiao Yang also said calmly, but he was vigilant in his heart. The visitor is not good. This was Xiao Yang's first thought in his heart. After all, this is the territory of the Xianling royal family, and only the Xianling royal family knows this well. Take the lives of the two of you. The mysterious man in black also said indifferently. After speaking, the man in black didn't stop there. He stretched out his dark palm, and a terrifying wave appeared spontaneously on the palm of his hand. This wave just appeared, and there was also a wave of destruction in the space of the 9 fishes playing dragon formation. Old bastard! Xiao Yan also shouted angrily, and then in his palm, a lotus of annihilation flashing 23 colors also appeared out of thin air in his hand. Yang also did not hesitate, and instantly attacked the palm of the man in black viciously. Give up resistance. I am the enshrined of the Xianling royal family. Even if the man in black noticed such a terrifying lotus of annihilation on Xiao Yang's palm, he was not indifferent, obviously thinking that he had already the ticket is generally in hand. Offering. The next moment, Xiao Yang's face also became ugly. Because this enshrinement hall of the Xianling royal family is, to put it bluntly, the people in the dragon-loving army. There are 10 people in the Dragon Addiction Legion. Among them, 7 of them have joined the worship hall of the Xianling royal family, and only 3 of them have not joined. And the enshrinement hall of the Xianling royal family, its strength is at least the level of the 7-star fighting emperor. On the other hand, the man in black in front of him had reached the level of an 8-star DI. With such a terrifying powerhouse, Xiao Yang asked himself, the chance of escaping today is very small. Is that what King Xianling meant? At the next moment, although Xiao Yang was extremely solemn in his heart, in order not to let the man in black see it, he pretended to be calm. Afterwards, Xiao Yang also had a soul force that quietly penetrated into Mu Yingying's body. With the contact of this soul force, Mu Yingying also discovered that Xiao Yang's pupils in front of him actually had a strong desire for war. And the message conveyed by that soul power is that Xiao Yang held the man in black by himself and let Mu Yingying go first. No. Mu Yingying also knew Xiao Yang's plan, and then shook her head suddenly. What a joke. This is an 8-star DI level powerhouse, I don't agree. I absolutely disagree. Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes also flashed a hint of decisiveness, and then she said decisively. If you don't leave, both of us will die here. The next moment, Xiao Yang was also using his soul power to communicate with this Mu Yingying. I only know that you will die if you go on like this. Mu Yingying also said coldly, and then she said no matter how Xiao Yang was there, the blue flames all over her body instantly filled out, and then there was a horror that Xiao Yang had never seen before. The temperature is also diffused out. Even Xiao Yang's soul realm was slightly scorched by this azure flame. Have you negotiated? Then die. The man in black had just discovered the conversation between Xiao Yang and Mu Yingying using their soul power, but they did not stop them. Because the space of the 9 fishes playing dragon formation has been sealed up by him with his powerful energy, no one can leave unless a powerhouse at the peak of Dodi comes. Let's go. Xiao Yang also shouted loudly, and then the lotus of annihilation in the palm of his hand also smashed viciously at the black clothes. The man in black was covered up by a black cloak, and only stretched out his slightly cracked palm, and in his palm, a golden aura that contained the wave of death also appeared instantly. Then the next moment, the man in black moved, and the terrifying force of death on his palm also roared towards Xiao Yang. Everywhere the man in black passed, the space trembled slightly. Shabu shabu. Facing the all-out blow from this powerful 8-star DI, Xiao Yang could smell the extremely strong killing intent on the man in black from a distance. This is obviously like killing Xiao Yang and the two. The next moment, a blood mist suddenly appeared in Xiao Yang's pupils tilde, and the lotus of annihilation on the palm of his hand was forcibly thrown on the path of the man in black. The lotus of annihilation has a character, and an extremely terrifying power also emanates from it. Boom boom boom. The lotus of annihilation was also in contact with the terrifying attack of the man in black. As soon as they touched it, the lotus of annihilation emerged with extremely hot temperature and terrifying destructive power, and then burst into circles of hot flame ripples. On the other hand, looking at the man in black, even in the face of Xiao Yang's strongest blow, the Lotus of Quiet, there was not too much displeasure. His face sank slightly, and then the power on his palm also exploded. The next moment, the terrifying golden aura of the man in black also directly drowned Xiao Yang's Lotus of Annihilation. The stalemate between the two has not lasted for a second, and the seemingly terrifying Lotus of Annihilation was forcibly broken away by the man in black. It's really a weird fighting skill. However, the perfect strength of your 4-star Do Emperor will not change anything. After all, the 4-star Do Emperor and the 8-star Do Emperor have a difference in quality during this period. So today, it's a mortal situation. The man in black broke through the Lotus of Annihilation in a blink of an eye, and then he didn't stop at all, and then roared away at the place where Xiao Yang was. The monstrous energy that contained terrifying killing intent on the palm of the hand also increased rather than decreased. It seems that today, the skin has fallen off. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, a rare bloodthirsty appeared in his eyes. The man in black was also relentless. After cracking the Lotus of Annihilation, he still roared away at Xiao Yang. Attempting to rely on his powerful strength, without giving Xiao Yang any chance, kill him with one hit. The terrifying golden battle chi on the palm of his hand, if it hit Xiao Yang like this, the terror would have to drag a layer of skin even if he didn't die. Xiao Yang also murmured, "Sure enough. The difference in strength is too much." Xiao Yang also knows that his seemingly invincible Lotus of Destruction has achieved quite satisfactory results in dealing with powerhouses of the same level as Emperor Do. If you go beyond the ranks to deal with the enemy, the results obtained are also minimal. Not to mention, relying on his current 4-star Do Emperor perfection level strength to cause fatal damage to this 8-star Do Emperor, relying on the Lotus of Silence is obviously not enough. Therefore, Xiao Yang was not surprised that the Lotus of Annihilation could delay the man in black for nearly a few seconds. It's just that Xiao Yang and Mu Yingying were not in a daze for a few seconds when the Lotus of Destruction blocked the man in black. Because the two of them also knew that the enshrinement of the Xianling royal family in front of them obviously wanted to eradicate the two of them, and they immediately did not have the slightest reservation. First of all, Xiao Yang was also covered in milky white flames, and then the ancient ruler of the eternal fire was slowly taken down by Xiao Yang. At the same time, Long Yi on the ancient ruler of the eternal fire also appeared, obviously so terrifying. Powerhouses, even Long Yi, are quite troubled, not to mention that Long Yi has already turned into a spirit, and his strength has been greatly weakened. Xiao Yang also muttered to himself, "This 8-star Do Emperor level powerhouse is not something he can handle now, and the only thing he can do is the Lotus of Destruction and the immortal body." Xiao Yang had also tried the Lotus of Destruction, and it was only able to block the man in black for a few seconds. As for the immortal body, Xiao Yang also found that this space was blocked by a mysterious prohibition, and it was fundamentally impossible. Can't display the body of Do Di. Otherwise, even if it is enshrined by the Xianling royal family as powerful as the 8-star Do Emperor in front of him, Xiao Yang has displayed his immortal body, and he still has the confidence to retreat. It's just that now this last resort is useless. Xiao Yang immediately grabbed the ancient ruler of Yi Huaheng, and Long Yi was entrenched on it, as if he was quietly thinking about something. Mu Yingying on the side seemed to have noticed Xiao Yang, who was hesitant, and then she did not hesitate. After all, this was an 8-star Do Emperor level powerhouse. The whole body was filled with azure flames, and the next moment, Mai glared at Xiao Yang slightly. The azure flames all over her body exuded an extremely terrifying wave. Cough, cough. The man in black also coughed violently. Obviously, although Xiao Yang's Lotus of Annihilation seemed to be cracked just now, the terrifying power contained in the Lotus of Annihilation was probably only the black-clothed people know that a kid with a mere 4-star Do Emperor level of perfection can actually perform such a terrifying attack. which really surprised the black-clothed people. If it weren't for the man in black possessing the strength of an 8-star Do, I'm afraid he would have been seriously injured by this lotus of annihilation. This sun can't stay. There was also a strong killing intent in the pupils of the man in black, and then he broke through the lotus of annihilation, mixed with a terrifying attack, and went towards Xiao Yan. What? The flame on this woman's body seems a bit strange. The man in black was about to attack Xiao Yan in a blink of an eye, and after seeing the blue flame on Mu Yingying's body, he stopped his hand with great interest and stopped at 5 meters away from Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying. They quietly waited for the attack in Mu Yingying's hands. Because even Xiao Yan's lotus of annihilation, which was fused with 23 kinds of different fires, just now, didn't have the horror emitted by the blue flames on Mu Yingying's body. At the level of the 8-star Do of the man in black, there are absolutely not many things that can make his heart move. But this azure flame can definitely be regarded as one of them. Originally, the man in black could rely on his own strength to directly kill the two of them, but because of his absolute confidence in his own strength, the man in black also wanted to solve the two of them slowly. Because he had evil thoughts. If there are as many as 23 kinds of flames on Xiao Yan's body, if they are absorbed by him, then maybe he can step into the level of a more powerful 9-star Do Emperor. Jiuxing Dudi, in this Xianling royal family, is also in existence, who can only hold the sky with one hand. As long as you step into the 9-star Do Emperor, then you can also go to the deepest part of the underground palace, and try to conquer the mysterious power that exists there. You must know that even an 8-star Do Emperor level as powerful as him is not qualified to set foot on the 7th floor of the underground palace. But there is no doubt that there is definitely something in the 7th floor of the underground palace that will make even the immortal warriors quite excited. Such an attractive condition, the man in black will definitely not let it go. But the task given to him by King Xianling is also, kill this Xiao Yan at all costs. Because Xiao Yan killed the twin ghost emperors, their plans for the Xianling royal family and Solomon had to be postponed. So this person must be killed before they grow up. Save the trouble later. The flame on your body is really extraordinary. Why don't you give it to me? A laughter with a weird smile also came from under the cloak of the man in black humph. When Mu Yingying heard the words, she didn't pay any attention to the man in black. Instead, she slowly flowed the blue flame on her body, and the next moment, a holy aura also emanated from Mu Yingying's body. Come out. This fluctuation. The next moment, Xiao Yan, who was still hesitating, suddenly found something, and then stared blankly at Mu Yingying in front of him, and slowly confided the difficult words from his mouth. Come out. That is the power of holy flame. Mu Yingying seemed to hear Xiao Yan's words, and immediately a soul force came out, and then entered Xiao Yan's body. My flame is indeed a holy flame, but now I can't control it well. Mu Yingying also moved her lips slightly and then said. When Xiao Yan heard this, his pupils also became hot. Because this time, it was the first time Xiao Yan had come into contact with holy flame at such a close distance. What is the difference between holy flame and different fire? All kinds of mysteries are also plaguing Xiao Yan. However, Xiao Yan did not show too much excitement, because Xiao Yan found out that the soul power that Mu Yingying injected into her body seemed to be quite extraordinary. And just at the injection of Mu Yingying's soul power, Xiao Yan also felt in the dark that in his soul realm, the Saint Flame Soul Seed that he obtained from the secret realm of the Yin Corpse Forest also has some movement. This video will end here.